everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I write my crochet diagrams on Canva. Up until I found this method, I've tried using different softwares, but they were just not so intuitive and they weren't really easy to create a diagram. And I also know that people can create diagrams using Adobe applications, and I've tried using those as well, but they just didn't really seem so easy because they are like really complicated and they have a lot of like features and everything, and I just didn't really have the time to invest in learning a new software just to learn how to write my crochet diagrams. I used to be an English teacher and I've used Canva when I was creating learning materials and everything, so that's why it was like way more easy for me to create my diagrams on Canva. If you are a beginner designer, you can certainly give Canva a try when it comes to writing the crochet diagrams. And with this method, it requires a little bit more prep because of the stitches and everything that you will use. But once you are done with the prep work, it will be way more easy to create your diagrams. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump into the video and I'll show you how I write my crochet diagrams on Canva.
Okay, let's do this. Let's write some crochet diagrams. Now, in order to write our crochet diagrams, first of all, we need to download the pictures of the stitches that we are going to use in our crochet diagram. Let's say I need a double crochet. What I'm going to do is I'll search for a double crochet symbol, and then I'll just find it on Google Images. But to be on the safe side, I like using this web page called the Craft Yarn Council. This web page, I don't know who is behind this website, but they decide on the standards in crochet and knitting, basically. So they, for example, have the list of the symbols that you use in crochet, and they also have like knitting symbols and abbreviations. And if you need, or if you are ever in like a place where you don't know how to decide on the like body measurement of a garment or something, you can safely go on to this web page and use their standard sizing. But of course, the pattern will be tested anyway. But these are like a good point to start from. Anyway, so let's say I need a double crochet symbol to use in my crochet diagram. I'll go to this web page and I'll select this picture here, and then I will download this picture on my computer. Okay, sorry, that was a bit long. Okay, so here, this will download the picture to my computer as a PNG image. Let's save this. Now, I have already downloaded some of these stitches that I need to use in my crochet diagram, but for now, let's just go on with the double crochet symbol. Now that I have downloaded this picture on my computer, I will go to this web page called Adobe Background Remover. And Adobe has this online page that allows you to remove the background of any image, and it is free to use. So I'll click on upload your photo and then choose the picture that I've downloaded so that it will remove the background of my stitch, which will leave me with this stitch itself as a transparent image that it doesn't have any kind of background. I will download this on my computer too, because I will use this one when I'm writing my diagram. Now that it is downloaded on my computer, it says file, but let's go on and change its name just to be a bit more organized. You don't really have to do that, but I like that kind of stuff. Double crochet symbol. Let's use this. Okay, now I can go to Canva and from here I will click on create a design and I will choose poster. Now you can basically choose anything that you like, but I like working on this poster because it gives me big size of a page, and I can just work on it to write my diagram. Now, just to make my crochet diagram a bit more tidy, what I'm going to do is I will go on, click on elements and search for a grid here. From the graphics, I'll choose something free. This is very important. Let's take a look at this one. Is it too small? This is kind of like a, let's see how will it look when we make this bigger. I don't think I like this one. Okay, I'll remove this and find something else. The squares were just too small. Okay, this one looks better actually, because this is a bit more light colored and the squares are bigger. Now that I have found my grid, I will right click on it and then I will lock this on the page. Now, this is a very important step, because when you lock this grid on your page, whenever you add a stitch or move something on this page, the grid will not move, so it will be your guide to write your diagram in a tidy and neat way. Now that I have this locked on my page, I'll go to Uploads and click on Upload Files, and then choose the transparent image that I have downloaded from the Adobe web page. It will upload it here, and if I click on this, it will show on my page in a very like a big way. I don't know, like this is a huge double crochet symbol, but what I can do is I'll just make it smaller. I think this is like a good size, size. And then I can move this on the page in any way that I like. I can like change it, like position, I don't know, move it, and just place it on the page in any way that I like. Now let's go on and write our diagram. As you can see, I have already used some of these stitches before in my made my day color pattern. That's why I already have some of these stitches. So from my list, I will go on add a chain. This is quite big, so let's make it smaller. Okay. So I can actually make it a little more smaller so that I can fit, for example, 2 chains in one square. Let's make them the same size, so I'll just make this one a little bigger and then duplicate it so I have exactly the same size 2 chains. Okay, now that I have 2 chains here, just to make this process a bit more quicker, I'll go on and select these 2 and group them together so that I can move them together, and when I duplicate, instead of like duplicating just one chain, I can just duplicate them in a group. So bam, just like that, I have 4 chains. Let's do this again. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, let's say I have 10 chains here, and this is going to be my diagram. Let's place my double crochet here. Okay, now before that, actually, I need a turning chain, right? Because that's how you crochet. I got super excited there. So let's add a turning chain there. Now I'll just place them and see the sizing, because I just want them to be more or less the same size. I think this is good. Yeah, this looks good. Okay, now I have my turning chains there, and then I have my double crochet. Let's go on and copy this one. Now, the beauty of Canva is this. Just a second ago, when I duplicated this first double crochet, it placed my second double crochet somewhere along here. And then because I placed it on the left side, next time when I duplicate my double crochet, it will place it on the, actually never mind, Oh, okay, now it worked. It will place it on that direction that I'm working towards. So here on this row, for example, I'm working from right to left. That's why when I duplicate it, oops, it just did, okay, because I didn't choose the correct one. Okay. Now, actually, within these double crochets, if you can see, there's just these two like sides on the right and left, and they are just way too big that it doesn't really help me to move my stitches easily. How I can correct this is, let's remove them for a second. I can double click on it, and then from the free form I can cut those extra spaces so that I will have a smaller thing that I can click on and work. Let's use it this way. Okay, I placed it here, and then I'm copying this here, duplicating, and now I think this is much better. I'm duplicating all these and placing them here. Okay, just like that. Now these bits can be a little bit off, as you can see, but it is very easy to just place them wherever you like. Okay, now I've already finished my first row. What I'm going to do is I'll copy my turning chain again and then place it here. And let's say in my pattern, I have a row of double crochets, and then I have a row of half double crochets. So that's why I'm going to go and place a half double crochet symbol. Okay, now let's go on and place it here. Again, this is like quite big. It has a lot of empty space. So I can just make these smaller, just like so. Even this, I think this is quite nice now. And then I can just duplicate it and place it on top of my double crochet symbols, just like that. This looks quite nice now. I think I like it better. Okay. And this. Now I'm going to use my turning chain again. And this time, actually, because this is a half double crochet, I think I would just use just one chain, like as a turning chain, so I can go on and just I can like do it this way, because this is quite nice as well. Okay. Now it kind of looks off, so I can like place it around here. Or no, I'll place it just like that. I can actually make these a little smaller if I want, but never mind. I think I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me that much. Now, I'll use my two turning chains here because I want this row to be half double crochets again, so I can just go on and copy this and use it as a starting chain, stitch, and then I'm placing my double crochets just like that. Okay, and one more and one more. Okay, yeah, this is quite nice. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, this is of course not my crochet pattern. Let's say this is my pattern, and that's basically it. This is what I'm going to use in my crochet pattern. What I can do is I can go on, for example, add a, not in my upload, but I can go to the elements and search for an arrow and find a for example, something that doesn't really have the like tail. I just need the arrowhead. I think I can use this one. Just to show the direction of the crochet diagram that I'm going to work from. So let's say this is my crochet, this is the starting chain. So I'll just work from left to right. That's why I can read my pattern from left to right just to start. And I can also go on and add a text box. And oh, not text, row 1. Let's make this my row 1. Okay. And I can duplicate it and just type row 2 and place it here because this is my second row. I can also only write the numbers, but I like them this way, so I'll just keep it like so. I can say row 3, and this is my third row. Okay. Now let's say that this is my diagram and it is finished. This is what I want to use in my pattern. What I can do is I can go to this locked grid, click on it, and then I can unlock it. And once I unlock it, I can go on and delete it so that the page will only have my crochet diagram. As you can see, it looks quite nice, quite clean, quite tidy, and I'm like very happy with this. What I can do now is I will go to share and just from here download it as a JPEG because it is a better quality. Now that I have downloaded it, sorry, I can go to my downloads and find my crochet diagram. Now, as you can see, this is in the middle of the page, not even in the middle, it's like quite off. I don't care because I will go on and just cut the image in a size that I like so, and then save this as an image. And just like that, okay, let's save this. Just like that. I will go on, for example, insert this image into my Microsoft Word document because that's where I'm writing my crochet pattern. Yeah, but this is basically how I would write my crochet diagram on Canva. I have actually never searched for a round grid. For example, if you are going to design your pattern in a round, but I'm sure Canva would have something like that. Actually, let's go on and check. Round grid, is it what we can call it, or round? Let's just check, or maybe circle grid. Okay, they do definitely have some, but like these are for the like paid version. If we can find something free, that would be really cool. But if we can't find it, what we can also do is we can just find a round grid on Google and download it as a transparent image and use it as our guide. So the possibilities are really endless. You could even just use a regular grid, but maybe you could just draw a circle on it so that it would give you a guide as well. But it wouldn't be as neat as a round grid, for example, like this one. So I would just go to Google and find a round grid and then probably download it as a guide. But yeah, I think like this is a really easy way of writing a crochet diagram. Now, one downside of this method actually is that I don't really know what happens when the patterns get a bit more complicated. Because I have only used this type of basic stitches in my pattern before. I don't really know what happens if the pattern writing gets more complicated. But like I said, if you need something simple just like that, I would highly recommend this method, because I think it's a very easy way to create your diagrams on basically like on the screen.
Hey everyone, so this is something that I've forgotten to add in the video. Another downside of this method is that you can't really change the color of the stitches because they are just like images basically. And I think if you need to use like your stitches in different colors, you initially need to find them in that certain color that you want to add in your pattern. I've realized that I forgot to add it in my video, but this is how I write my crochet patterns on Canva, and I hope you found it useful, that you can give it a try. And if you have any questions, or I don't know, like anything that was really complicated in the video, please leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to answer them and just be helpful as much as I can. And before I finish this video, I also would like to add that creating the diagrams and including them in your patterns, especially as a beginner designer, is definitely a personal preference. When I was a beginner crocheter, I found the diagrams really useful, especially in some of the patterns that I purchased before, because sometimes it's just not so easy to follow a pattern row by row by just reading, but you really need to see how, for example, you are going to create your, I don't know, corner, if you are, for example, crocheting a granny square. But yeah, it's definitely a personal preference. You don't really have to include them within your patterns if you think that your pattern is as easy to follow without the diagrams. But if you really like this video, you can subscribe to my channel and you can follow me on Instagram. I'm super active on Instagram, and you can follow me on Pinterest and Ravelry too. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!